Sagittarius season is different this year because as each planet moves through Sag, there's going to be 3 squares to planets and points in Pisces. The North Node at 13 degrees of Pisces. Then we're going to see the planet square Saturn at 25 degrees of Pisces. And finally Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces. And this is going to be an interesting ongoing exercise in adjusting your expectations, your assumptions, your beliefs, and even what you are perceiving as an ideal outcome. Now we're going to have Mars, the Sun, Venus, and Mercury each make a square to all 3 of these energies in Pisces. And it is the Pisces energies that are more dominant. They are more influential, they have more weight, if you will, and they are also the ones directing us through this grand turning point on the planet. And so the Pisces areas of your chart are really important right now. Again, that's 13 degrees of Pisces, 25 and 29 degrees. They are revealing to you where divine timing is operating, where your higher self is very present, but your higher self is perhaps applying a no. No, thank you. This is over. This is complete. The cycle is closing here. The karma has been fulfilled. This can bring up any unhealed spiritual lessons or themes that maybe you're feeling pressure around, that you're moving through, you're trusting, you're learning about it. The Pisces areas of your chart are where we have to let go. We've got to be complete, and these are big completions. These are global completions, because very important right now is how Saturn and Neptune, both in Pisces, are going to be phasing out experiences and realities on our planet into early 2026, which is less than a month away, right? So what these energies are showing us is what we need to let go of, ready or not. What is going to be removed? What is being cleared out? This is a time of understanding there are parts of yourself and parts of your reality that are not meant to go forward with you into the new chapters of 2026 and beyond. And so the Pisces energy brings up sadness, grief, disappointment, how you process all that, how you love yourself through that and honor it as part of the human experience. And so during Sagittarius season, as these planets square these 3 Pisces degrees, you might feel deflated. Your expectations are not met. You had assumptions that didn't pan out. There are things you're adjusting that consciously you're willing to look at in yourself. These Sagittarius energies are essentially having to surrender and let go parts of what you have used to operate your life from. What I mean is that Sagittarius relates to our belief systems, what we believe is possible, what we believe we can experience, what we believe about the world at large. It's our opinions. Does anyone have any opinions these days? Yeah, there's quite a few. There's a lot of opinions. Pick a topic. All of that is coming up for us to look at. Have I outgrown this opinion? Am I willing to look at it in a new way? Am I willing to maybe step away and be complete with what I thought was correct or what I thought was true for me? Where have I held judgments on myself or on others that have led to expectations and assumptions that no longer serve me? You know, I think about how the Sagittarius energy is ingrained in our lives and in our world, and how we go about our realities with parts of our identities maybe not always being challenged as we change. If your favorite color has always been green, you're drawn to green, you buy the green shirt, you just know I like green. And then at some point you realize, maybe that isn't what I want. Maybe my favorite color is now purple. Maybe I'm ready to see things in a new light and how there's great value in purple. Or there's more colors that I like and I don't want to choose a favorite color. I don't want to choose one side. I don't want to only be compartmentalized or put into a certain definition because I feel bigger than that now. I feel like I've expanded beyond these definitions. I'm painting outside the lines. I'm parking outside the parking lines. Okay, don't do that. Nobody likes it when people do that. Stay parking in the parking lines, but color outside the lines, because this is a time of such grand evolution that we don't always see it on a daily basis or in the little things. But this Sagittarius energy that's squaring Pisces is asking you to surrender and let go of those previous definitions, those previous beliefs that maybe you thought you would always subscribe to. And we are meant to be, I see it as this dissolving energy around Sagittarian influences so that we can magnetize in more, meaning we can learn more that maybe we've resisted. And it's interesting because one of the best ways to have this experience of challenging your belief systems or thinking about things in a new way is to have an intentional, mature, conscious conversation with someone who believes things very differently than you. And to be willing to hear something in a new light or to see things in a new way. We are moving beyond what has limited us and what has defined us. We are moving into bigger understandings of what the human experience could be here on the planet. We can feel it and sense it. There's a lot of anticipation. But Sagittarius season is asking us to surrender what we've been, it's like strongly hooked into in order to be right, in order to be better, in order to be, it's like this, it's a superiority energy. And so the squares to planets in Pisces can be very humbling and bring in humility and help us connect to more unity consciousness, to help us expand into more of our spiritual energy fields beyond the ego. Sagittarius is a fire sign, mutable fire. Pisces is mutable water. Both energies are adaptable, but in different ways. Because the other side of Sagittarius is not only superiority, but there's also this really deep-rooted judgment that Sagittarius can have about what things have to be, what things need to be. Yes, that's appropriate in some circumstances and in some areas of our lives, absolutely. I'm thinking about this from more of an energetic standpoint of your personal ascension. Because as we move into this next era, in 2026 and beyond, I think we're going to be returning to more of what we have in common with each other. I'm seeing it as the heart chakra, like opening up and forming new, it's like these cords of compassion with each other, a remembrance of what we share beyond our individual belief systems or personal ideologies, beyond simply the various systems that have wanted to divide us and keep us divided. And there's discomfort in this. There's discomfort. And that's part of growth, is moving outside of a comfort zone, moving into the unknown of who am I if I'm not attached to only this belief system or this worldview? Who am I beyond what I've always subscribed to or what I always thought was an absolute? So, getting into your astrology chart more specifically, look at where you have 13, 25, and 29 degrees of Sagittarius. And then look at where you have 13, 25, and 29 degrees of Pisces. And this is where the squares are happening in these two areas of your chart that are pushing you to be more adaptable, to be more open and flexible. The mutable signs are about choices, possibilities, options, to the point where you make one choice and then change your mind and make another. The mutable signs can be the chameleons. What do you need me to be in this situation? What needs to get done at this job? What do I need to take care of? Clearly that can be a strength. But it can also be the chameleon that doesn't know oneself, doesn't know what you need or who you are. And I feel like this square is directing us into new definitions of ourselves that are definitely, I was gonna say more evolved, but it's not that simple. It's almost like more intellectual around the human experience, more accepting. Oh, okay, this is what I just was shown. We're not repeating previous patterns, of what it meant to punish each other for being different and having different belief systems, because they're showing me this cycle that has moved through religions and religious wars, the controlling, power hungry focus on religion and belief systems. They're showing me that we're ending that we've had choices around how to end that. By they, I mean my channeled guides that I connect to, the galactic guides that I connect to, and they show me things in various ways. Of course, I didn't expect to see this when I started the video, but they're showing me we are at a pivotal time in human history that we're ending out, we're closing out these religious ruled cycles around how you had to be a good human. And they're showing me as these layers. because most people have had these experiences on the planet and in their soul history. And so they're showing me that's the bigger picture, where it's not to say that all religion is bad or all practices or traditions are bad. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's where we've used religion to separate ourselves from each other. That just hit me in the heart. It's how different things have been used to separate us from each other. And that now we're at a time of reuniting and creating new human experiences through these reunions. It's really touching me. So understand that this could be a high level perspective that makes sense, right? And then it comes down to how we each individually choose that or not. Not everyone wants that. And that's part of being on a planet of free will and personal sovereignty. But okay, that's what is perhaps a helpful guiding light during Sagittarius season. The other thing to keep in mind is that these squares are happening when the planets are in Sag, but then they create sextiles when they enter into Capricorn. That means that what you are willing to surrender and where you're willing to do less is going to lead you to more focus, productivity, stronger boundaries, and clarity as each planet moves into Capricorn. So if there's a lot coming up here during Sagittarius season, if you're feeling like, what do I choose? Where do I go? Where do I say yes? It's like we're just meant to tune into the wisdom of the higher self around what serves your energy, what serves unity consciousness. And there's a simplification here too. Okay. That's all I've got for this video. But thank you for joining me. I hope this helps you with anything you're dealing with in your life, especially during the holidays when we gather, connect, celebrate, and maybe it sparks some new understandings and breakthroughs that directly relate to how much is changing on the planet. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you back here soon.